some continuation, on some of the topics that we talked about. But it doesn't be the whole thing.
Dang, you messed up my entire intro. I was gonna do something completely different.
Well, but tell me first.
No, I don't want. That's the thing. I don't want to tell you because your responses and just like live are like.
Okay.
When you
but
do this over and over again, it becomes robotic for the guest. But when you get a guest like you just kind of like.
Okay, well, still bring in bring in whatever you're gonna bring in. Just don't tell me what it is.
Screw it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today I'm talking to my homegirl, Margaret.
Hello.
Listen, Margaret was on here last time and we talked about career stuff, change, pivoting, dealing with a lot of change and control was a big thing that we talked about.
Yes, and we talked about friendship for a brief second.
We did. Now that was deep. and in fact, I didn't plan on talking about this, but I'm glad we're doing this super random. When it comes to, you said a bar, is it my expectations for my friends or do I need a new set of friends? Let me tell you, when I've been through the grinder these last 5 months, when it comes to friendship stuff, it's been real out here. But anyways, I guess we're going to talk about whatever Margaret wants to talk about. This is unplanned, no notes, no questions.
Which is a little terrifying for those of y'all listening.
No, this is perfect. Full video on YouTube. Everyone wants to hear from Margaret. She's the number one requested person. Yes, she is. You're the number one requested person to have back. Shout out to Cousin Thomas for the gems and everything that comes with that. But let's start here.
Okay.
Since you want me to start things, and you can do the rest. I'll get the plane in the air, and you can autopilot however you feel is necessary for the duration of the trip. What has changed since the last time we talked in regards to work stuff?
Okay. The last time we talked, was it October?
September, maybe.
September, October.
Talked on here. We talked in real life since.
Oh, yes. Actually, I'll say it like this. In work in particular, I feel like I've recently, in the last 5 months, found like a newfound, 5 or however many months.
Yeah, 6 months.
Found a newfound confidence in myself in the last 5 months. And I say that because recently I've been like given kind of opportunities or to present certain things. I can't go into all the details, but to like present certain things and be in front of like more senior leaders to present ideas and stuff. And so that's been really fun and exciting and cool and all that kind of stuff. So I think on the work side, it's been great. Like the last 5-6 months, however many months, have been super great. On the personal side.
You don't have to do that if you don't want to, sister.
What?
I would never do you like that. Personal, like you ain't gotta. I'm the editor-in-chief around here. So anything you don't want to talk about, don't feel like you need to
got it.
Okay?
No,
don't feel like you need to get on this Al Gore's internet and talk about what's going on personally. And now we got comments.
No, but
you said you want the whole thing out there. So I'm not chopping this thing down like I did the last time.
I don't know why I'm more nervous this time.
Because I didn't send you anything before.
You're really challenging me. Okay. Getting back. I feel like in work there's been a newfound confidence in myself because there have been really cool opportunities. But I also think that's just like in the last 5 or 6 months in my life, there's been a newfound confidence and joy that I feel that's just come out of just has it resurrected itself? Like reinvigorated itself in me. And I've seen that maneuver its way in all my different areas of life. So I'm just in a season of life where I feel I just have all these ideas and I'm excited and I have all these ideas at work all the time and I'm always trying to like share these ideas to improve X, Y, and Z. And even just in life, there's just so many different things. So not much has changed in my life since we last did our podcast, but I just feel excited about things to come, which sounds dramatic.
That doesn't sound dramatic at all. That sounds necessary.
Yeah. And so it's been good. What about you and work stuff?
Man, I'm so glad you asked.
Yes.
I am in a huge transition right now with Preoccupied, which has been my project for the last 8 years, a nonprofit organization based out of Houston, helping and supporting people with attention deficit disorders. Do that in groups, online, one-on-ones, different workshops and training. I have felt like it's time for me to step out of that role. I think I hit a ceiling. Mm-hmm. I really wanted to find my successor last year. I really wanted to find, like, could we do like a merger type of thing so I know this thing is in like good hands versus just ending it. And also, like, we probably have 100 people a week signing up. It's a lot. It's like thousands of interactions like a month. So to just leave that at nothing, I felt super uncomfortable with that. But ever since last year, I was like, the time is coming. Yeah. The time is coming. I think I need to move into more strategy, more consulting, more.
How long have you been doing? I know this is your podcast.
This is not a podcast. This is just our conversation.
Well, this is just our conversation. Yeah. But how long have you been doing, for the people that are going to watch that I know that don't know you, how long have you been doing Preoccupied?
2016.
2016.
Eight and a half years.
Okay.
8.5 years through everything you could imagine. Like at the first, and it was all an accident. Like I did that only because I was going to win some money at Houston Community College. I did it in a pitch competition. Okay. I accidentally won. Well, sorry.
You didn't accidentally win.
By the grace of God. Yay. Won the competition. I think I got second place or third place or something like that. They basically said, I think you should do this. Like we have all kind of students dealing with learning disabilities. Can you start a workshop? And I did that, and that thing just started busting at the seams. And then I got invited to speak at different platforms. So my audience kind of grew in that way. And then COVID hit, and I thought that would be like a downer, but I wanted to go digital, and it absolutely exploded. 2021, 22, 23 was like every month was almost double more people getting into programs, getting support. Okay. Downloading resources, signing up for different chats, community groups from everywhere, all over the world. But and that was fun. I love my community, man. I love my people. There is no party like people with ADHD. And it's wild what happens. So, but I think as far as like leadership and career and where I'm at, I feel like I hit a ceiling, bruh. Yeah. And me and you talked about this before. Like, how can I take the things that I'm really good at in my job and transition that to the next part of my career? Right. So I think I'm always going to be doing some element of coaching. I'm always going to be advocating for people with ADHD or mental health. I'm always going to be doing that, but I think it's time to kind of get a little bit more broader and bigger and get about the nonprofit space. Yes, the nonprofit space is great for something. It's great. And we ran it. I ran everything like a business too. Yeah. So we didn't rely on grants, federal aid, anything like that. That mud was like all out the mud. It was all pay for service. So people pay to be in programs. Yeah. People pay for one-on-ones. People pay for all those things. So I ran it like straight up LLC. And thankfully it really worked out in that way. But every time I tried to get grants, every time I submitted a proposal, bro, I feel like I lost 3-4 years of my life. That mug was, the paperwork, it is pointless. It's like, why did I do all this work only to be told no? Brother, you could have just told me we didn't have a shot from the beginning. Yeah. And it's wild. This is the wild, wild west. But I think it's time for me to get away from
What are you looking to do?
I don't know, Margaret. I know.
What are you passionate about? Like, where your passions lie? Obviously, it wasn't Preoccupied to some degree, but what about that got you excited, or are there newfound passions that you've had recently?
It's kind of twofold. The first part is like, I get it. We're in 2025. Like the whole Professor Calloway thing. Don't follow your passion, follow your talent. Yeah. Like figure out what you're good at, and what are your managers, what are your old bosses, what do people say? Like, hey, you're really good at that thing. Yeah. So there's an element of that. And also, I've always ran my business too. I've always been a freelancer. So I've always did web, video, stuff like this all the time. So I was kind of getting both passion slash work ish type stuff. But I don't know. I think the broad term is helping people. But I think more specifically, like, I think I do a better job of coming into a place like a contractor or consultant,
Okay.
ripping it apart, doing a bunch of fix this, fix that, fix, whiteboarding. Let's walk with you through this process and getting up out of there and on to the next project.
Yeah.
I am drained by a lot of 9 to 5 ish type stuff at unengaging companies. I'm not talking about like what you do, where it's different. It's wild out here at most companies. Just waiting for 5 o'clock and living for Friday. That is not my dream.
Yeah.
Monday is my favorite day of the week.
Wow.
For legit, like I'm not exaggerating.
Okay.
Monday for like since 2017 is my favorite day of the week.
Wow.
I get to just think, strategize, brain dump, whiteboard. Meeting Monday. I used to call it Meeting Monday, Tackle Tuesday, Work a lot Thursday, think a lot Thursday, Work a lot Wednesday, Free Friday.
Free Friday. I love that.
The boy was scheduled to the T. So I think now it's like I want to go into like consulting type stuff where we can support companies being external, not necessarily internal. I kind of want to go into like team effectiveness, organizational change, org development. I want to do stuff like that because I've just spent the last 8 years building it from nothing.
Yeah.
So I like that. It gives me energy. I don't get tired. And I recognize some of the smartest people that I know and working with them in like a consultant type of way.
Yep.
They're all like, you're crazy. Like, how are you not tired right now? Like, how are you not over this? How are you not? I can just go with that. So I feel like I found a sweet spot, but I still don't exactly know what it is.
Okay. Interesting.
Flip this on me. That's a good job.
Because I'm very curious into just what you're, and so are you not giving up your company, but going from doing that full time to like something else, the transition, is there like fear there? Are you scared?
Yeah. Oh, you doing a good job. Yes. I love it. I knew this was going to be good.
What he doesn't know is, what you don't know is I love asking questions more than I like answering them.
Well, it was great. Well, I'm so glad you asked, Margaret. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a lot. And I think you really got me talking about this.
Because I feel like it could be encouraging for someone.
Yeah.
Who, it's a lot to, I mean, we talked about change the last time we were together on this. So it's a lot to,
you got me.
In your 30s to make any sort of big change.
For sure.
Whether it be work change, personal change, moving, I don't know.
Yes, there is fear there. Mm-hmm. There is excitement.
Yeah.
There is anxiety. There is wonder. Like, I know the future is bright. Like, I'm not one of them people who stare at the rearview mirror just thinking about what coulda, shoulda, woulda, what would I have done different. Like, if I'm going to pour my heart into this thing, we're going all in on this thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I knew, like, I think my time with Preoccupied is up. I've hit a ceiling. I've accomplished way more than I had in mind. There's a lot of things that I have not done yet, but I almost feel like I don't think that's my duty in this upcoming season either. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm nervous, but I get more apprehensive about what if. Like, what if I don't make the step? What if I don't do the jump? Like, what could it be? So for me to keep doing what I'm doing, I get more worried about, like, I wonder what I could have accomplished had I had the courage to leave Preoccupied alone. Like it takes courage to step into the unknown, to do something different, to go back to school, to apply for a new job, to leave the job, to get married, to not get, like, it's going to take courage at the end of the day. So I think I'm in a place now where I'm like, and I felt it. I knew 3 years ago, hey, there's going to come a day. You're probably not going to ride this thing out as the founder and executive director forever. At best, I'll get to be a board member with a completely different organization, at best. So I think I'm more advantageous about what am I supposed to be doing next than I am oh gosh, how am I going to figure this out? What am I going
Yeah.
to do? And honestly, bro, like a part of entrepreneurship is what taught me, like, you can't necessarily stay stagnant either.
No, yeah.
So I think I've learned how to kind of do scary things this whole time. So
Yeah.
to stop doing this, to do something else, it's almost like I've been trained for this.
There you
Because
go.
no one helped, like 2016, there wasn't a bunch of resources on nonprofit structure and working
Yeah.
with schools and doing webinars and come and speak. I remember being terrified, like, hey, we got 40 kids who are coming. Can you give them a motivational speech? And it's like, no, I'm not a motivational speaker, but we can do a workshop. And it's like, no, we need a speech. And stepping up and just telling your story. So there's all these elements of like scary moments for the last 8 years. So stepping out of this is going to be scary to some degree. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
But I'm more afraid to not at least try to find out.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
That scares me. Not like what. Like,
So it's less about the change that scares you, but more about the not like if you don't step out into the unknown, like what you would miss out on.
exactly, for sure.
Interesting.
Kind of the opposite of I guess what you would normally hear.
Yeah, I feel like the normal thing with change is people are more fearful of the thing that they're going to. Or whatever they are going to go do, not fearful of missing out on the thing.
Yeah, and I don't have FOMO. Don't get it twisted. Like, I do not live with FOMO.
Oh my, really?
No, I've never, since I was a kid. Like,
Okay.
Robert, don't you want to go play with everybody in the sandbox? I'm like, no, I'm just going to be with my toys.
That's so interesting because you're an extrovert.
I've been like that my entire life.
Okay.
I've never been like, oh man.
That's
I'm
so funny.
missing
I feel
out.
like most extroverts have FOMO.
Bro, please, if you don't invite me, God bless. If I get on Instagram and everybody was at a place and I wasn't, I have I've never. That's why I get confused sometimes when people take it personal. Like, dang, why wasn't I invited? Because you weren't. If we wanted you there, you would have been there. If we thought, like, you know what, Bob would be a great person for this dinner, Bob would have got the text. And if you're not there, it's because of an emergency or your own reason. I've never in my life been like.
That's so funny. I have pretty bad FOMO.
Bro, please. I ain't got time for all that. But anyways, nonetheless, I feel more like I wonder what all I could have accomplished if I had the courage just to make the jump. That's how I think.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make it sound like I was just born that way, but I think running Preoccupied, it's like jumps after every 3 months.
Right.
It's like anything that an entrepreneur is doing or a founder is doing that's never been done before, you're constantly jumping through stuff that you just don't know. So to do this is like another day in the office. But it is different.
Yeah.
And I know you're probably going to hit at this, so let me say this too. The part that does make me fearful is like getting accepted to the master's program.
Okay.
Looking at schools like no free shout outs, Rice University.
Yes.
And looking at their programs that I'm applying to and going like, I don't know if I can hang with the big dogs.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that?
Now that definitely was way more of like a, dang man, I don't know. Cause I've always been like a scrappy, get it out the mud, bootstrap type of guy. And these aren't bootstrap programs.
Right.
These are like, it takes like intellectual capacity to get through these programs and do something. And you're working with people who are just as smart, if not way smarter. And your boy had a 2.25 GPA. Like, so, and then when they put their data and it says our average acceptance GPA is like 3.7, 3.8.
That can
I'm
be
like,
intimidating,
dear
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
ain't no way. Now, if we're going to stack resumes and compare like output and success or achievements, we can talk about that. But if we're just talking about like academics, I was never a good student. I had ADHD. That's why I started an organization to help students with ADHD. So that part made me more like, man, here I am talking all this bold stuff about the future and I'm gonna step out and here I am. I'm like a 8th grader all over again, wondering if it's okay to sit at the lunch table with the cool kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang. why am I feeling like this? Now, that part was hard. Applying to go back to school was definitely more of a challenge than thinking about what am I going to do next in my career.
Right.
Because if push come to shove, I can get on LinkedIn and figure out what nonprofits are hiring somewhere. But as far as like academia and feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm calling Margaret.
Oh my
I'm calling
goodness.
Margaret like, hey, are you sure? Like,
Yes.
why would they pick me? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like,
And I told him, I said, what did I say? I said, you have, I mean, yes, academics can be part of it, but the experience that you have is going to go way further than
That's
you think
exactly
than
what
you
you
think
said.
it's gonna go.
you said it's not like you're 1 or 2 or 3 years removed from undergrad.
Yeah, you have like
You've
real
been gone
and
for
I
a
think
decade.
exactly, and I feel like actually the funny thing about working for nonprofits, they're generally low resourced, and so you have to get so creative
Under.
on how you do things. A lot of the times, and I actually feel like people with nonprofit experience do very well in so many different settings, just because you learn all different types of a business. You learn how to get creative to do things again with less budget. So then when you get somewhere that has all these resources, I think and I say our because I worked for a nonprofit as well, but our creativity and different things like that really come into play in ways that we don't suspect.
Yeah.
And we come in thinking, the stereotypical, what is it? The stereotypical imposter syndrome, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But not realizing that actually our work experience or our life experience really can, and not that book smarts and intellect is not helpful, but it is not the primary driver
No, it's not.
at all.
And all the people I've ever hired in my life, I've never looked at their GPA or where they went to school and was like,
Yeah.
this is going to be the one for sure.
Yeah.
So why am I, like, on the opposite end of that, why am I, like, so afraid
Yeah.
when it comes to applying to a master's program? Why am I so, like,
Society tells us.
can I sit here?
Yeah.
Can
Can I sit at the table?
Yeah. It's like, man. And I'm calling Margaret. I'm just like, hey, I really don't see why they would pick me, but I'm going to do what you said.
And the worst that happens is
No.
no.
At the
And
very,
then you just move on to
And
the
you
next
move on.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So walking in that confidence is great.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Because you said you're in a season of life where work is going well, personal is going well, things are kind of like operating smoothly on all cylinders.
Definitely starting
and
to,
you're getting ideas.
Yeah.
You're getting creative. You're thinking about strategy. You're getting more favor at work too. What do you think is the next move, though?
The next move.
Is it lateral? Is it to a different position? Is it like you're just focused on meeting more people internally at the company, which we will not say the name unless you want to pay. We're open for business.
That's a great question. I feel like I am in a place right now where I am trying to put myself out there more as and going back to what I was saying earlier of just being more confident in sharing the ideas in my head and just putting myself out there more and seeing what comes of it. So I don't really have a goal necessarily of I am trying to reach this level.
Yeah.
But I am trying to be more me, for lack of a better word, and see how things maneuver themselves.
Yeah, but don't you think like promotion is going to be inevitable with what you're doing right now? And do you think you're trying to get promoted? Or are you trying to get like...
I'm not...
Or is the goal like straight up what you said, like growing confidence, take advantage of the little opportunities?
And I think those will be outcomes of that. I am not... I try to get myself in front of certain people when I feel like I have a idea or something that makes sense and I want to present it because I want to start X thing or start this initiative or what have you. And maybe people seeing me do that will get me a promotion or will get me or whatever. But I'm not just focused on that as this is the
That's crazy.
yeah, because actually I don't really know if there's a deep reason why, but I've found in my life, like doing what I do well and then pushing myself and continuing to grow, people start to see that and things happen.
This is wild. You're the third person I talked to who kind of, and you've mentioned this before, like you weren't like seeking out hardcore websites or doing a bunch of research. Like doors kind of open for you and you kind of walk into the opportunities. But
Yes.
you're not stressing over like, gotta get it.
No, I've never really been that way with work.
It's such an honor to hear. That's wild.
I think I've been in situations of work where, you know, I didn't love the job and I was really trying to get out of the job. And so like, you know, I was applying and stuff. But I've never, when it comes to like escalating myself okay, let me backtrack. It doesn't mean I haven't applied to things like applied to promotional roles. That's not what I'm saying.
But you're not self-promoting either.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm just trying to do what I do well and find my find my own avenue of things I like and things I'm passionate about and like push on those things and push myself and then see what
That's wild.
comes out of it. So, I mean, we talked about in the last one, like this job, you know, I didn't know the role that I have now existed at this company at all, until a friend of a friend, told me, hey, I have this friend that says there's this role opening. I think you'd be good at it. I gave her your name. I also really am passionate about the power of networking. And I feel like networking gets you to a lot more places sometimes than, you know, gets you to a lot more places in general. And so when you are talking to people and kind to people and really just building relationships with people, I think that opens doors. So, yeah.
Y'all look, I'm on Margaret's LinkedIn right now.
Oh my goodness. I actually really use LinkedIn.
Look, she said she loves networking. I don't know anybody who loves networking.
But I don't use LinkedIn to network.
500. Oh my God.
I just mean
You have 1,100 followers?
Oh, I
Is that
don't.
how it works?
I don't know. I barely use LinkedIn. So what I'm talking about is
Hey, Margaret's the OG. She be downplaying a lot of stuff.
No, I really don't. I don't look at LinkedIn that often.
Even if you don't, though, we got to stop playing. Let's just get real.
No, okay,
Let's
hold
get
on.
real for a segment. You went to one of the best schools in the United States of America, first of all.
Oh my goodness.
Second of all, you work for just the name association alone. Let's stop playing. Like you can't. That's like going to Harvard, and we talked
I didn't go
about
to
before.
Harvard.
That's like going to Harvard and studying swimming pool management. It don't matter. You got that Harvard degree, it does something. So I'm just saying, you went to UNC, Chapel Hill, not UNC, South Carolina, not UNC, other campus, blah, 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 blah,
They
blah.
just lost.
You
by
went
the
to,
way.
they did.
It was
shout out
sad.
to them. I was just about to watch Duke, actually. But you went to an amazing college, and you work for an amazing company. And not saying that you've always worked for that company, but that does do something for your networking. You have an advantage. To some degree. I'm not saying you're not a loser when you meet people.
No, I'm not. So now that I work here, yes, I think it has opened a lot of
And before you
doors.
got there, you had UNC. So even
Yes.
if you're not actively on LinkedIn, just those two things alone,
Yeah.
people are actively coming across you.
Yes.
I'm just saying. We can't make it sound like everything's all even all the time.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now, if we all had to go into a room, we all had to work the room. Now that's different. Okay,
That's fair. That's
your
fair.
skills versus someone else's skills. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
our thing. But I'm just saying, sis, let's not make it sound like you don't work for the.
I mean, the company I work for now. Yes, I am that it has, and I'm assuming will going forward, open a lot of doors for me. I think I was more saying that like how, and I don't want to downplay that, the school I went to or whatever, but I think I was just more saying that I don't, how I've even gotten some of these things, and maybe naturally people see them, and so maybe that does give an edge, but it hasn't come from this place where I've used it necessarily in the background. Like a lot of it has just been, I didn't even know, this was a role that existed that I could do, but a friend I had knew somebody.
Yeah.
And I wasn't looking for it at the time, but then I was like, oh, this makes sense. And so I am also super blessed, I feel like, to have a community of friends and people in my life who also know my gifts and talents. And they push me towards things that are, like, oh, you would be good at, like when someone says something, they're thinking, oh, I know someone that would be good at that.
Margaret would be perfect for this.
And I think that also is just a type of networking or a type of thing about having like a good community of people around you.
But how did you build that network? That's dope. How did you build that network? And is it just like past coworkers over time? Is it?
Yeah.
How do you
Build a network?
Well, not only that, but then also speaking to people who may be watching, how do you build relationships with people that's not pure transactional, but like someone would be like, Margaret would be great for this. How do you get more people to think of you when it comes to moments like that or roles that pop up?
This is going to be very simple and cliche, but I think, and maybe part of it's a personality thing, but I think just being open to just talking to people and being nice to people.
Yes.
I mean, I mean, a lot of these people are my friends. Some of these people are acquaintances that I know that where they have put me in situations to meet certain people. And so I would say we're more of acquaintances than friends. But I think at the end of the day, I just talk to people. Like have conversations with people when I meet them. And I'm not thinking about what they're going to offer me
yes.
at all.
Talk about that.
I'm not thinking about that at all, but I just think in life building relationships with humans is just a good thing to do.
Absolutely.
Also because you learn from them. You're a better person just knowing a diverse set of people.
Absolutely.
And or talking to a diverse set of people. And so, and it doesn't hurt to be nice to people.
It really doesn't. And it's underrated.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
underrated.
Like just,
I'm shocked at how many people like the basic skill of communication and just, hey, how are you doing this morning? Is very lost upon us. Before we get into 2025 goals and initiatives that I wanted to ask you, 3 things you're thinking about, and I got to go to, or I can go first to 3 things that I want to do this year. What's old cousin Thomas got to tell us? Call cousin Thomas. Put him on put him right on there. See, just drop some. Just
oh my
drop
gosh!
Some advice right now.
Do you really want me to call him?
Yes.
He's probably very busy.
That's okay.
He's probably.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh man.
The person.
Okay. He's gonna call me later and be like, "What are you?" Well, he's gonna be in Houston this summer, so we may need to get him over. Get him over here.
Tell me what to do with my life, Thomas.
He's the best. What gems did I drop last time? Oh, how do you know when you should change careers?
Yeah.
That was a good one. And he's also just, we need to get him on. We need to get him here the next time.
That would be amazing. 3 things you're thinking about for 2025 as far as work. I don't want to call it goals, but 3 things you'd like to at least put in motion for 2025.
So I am thinking about pursuing getting like my official coaching certification.
For real?
Yes, because I want to, I think down the road, just do like executive coaching full time. I realized in the last year, like I just love the coaching aspect. I actually realized there was a through line in a lot of the different jobs I've done that all center around coaching that I did not realize was a through line until last year. But even when I first graduated from undergrad, I worked at a nonprofit in the Bay Area, and then I also worked at a nonprofit overseas. But both of them were generally centered around developing. Mm-hmm. They were with middle school and high school kids, but developing kids. And then in different, one was more academically, the other one was more like a counseling type thing. And then even when I worked at Rice, I did recruiting there, but a lot of it was just talking with people about the program and like pros and cons of why this makes sense for them, and just like coaching them through their application and all that kind of stuff. And then now my role is there's a huge advisory coaching component to it. And
nice.
I realize like that is what I actually really love. I feel like that's where my skills are. And I would love to develop more skills in that and get a legitimate certification, because I think we'll see. Maybe I'll end up an entrepreneur down the road. Who knows? Hey. You heard it here first. But I want to do executive coaching. So a lot of my goals in 2025 center around pursuing that.
Okay.
And, pursuing that certification, and then what else I need to do just to upskill myself in that arena. I think that's really the main goal. I don't know if I have 3.
2 more. Things you want to put in motion. Not necessarily goals that have to be accomplished by December 31st, but...
Okay. This is... I'm going to say it out loud, and then I'm going to regret it.
No, you won't.
I love hosting like this and podcasting, and I love the
Here we go. What do you love? Tell us, sister.
I love giving other people, honestly, a platform to share their story, share what's going on with them, work, personally. Like I love hearing about other people. Mm-hmm. And I really want to potentially start thinking through this year, but like what would it look like to podcast, or I don't know. And I say this also, I'm going to go on a little bit of tangent here. I would say the last 3 years of my life, 2.5 years, I've not been as intentional of a person with other people and just like conversation, like really asking a lot of questions and just like getting to know people as well. Even though I just said that's the whole part of networking, just because me personally, I was just in a season of, I was going through a lot and there was so much change happening in my life. And for me, change was hard in my 30s, and there were so much relational changes. And then I feel like I got lost of like, who is Margaret and all this other stuff. And so I feel I'm in a season of coming out of that. And now I'm just more excited to like get back to the things that used to make me, which is like just, I do love being around people and engaging people and having real good conversations with people. And I love being able to hype other people up and like give them a platform where I can hype them up. And so I think 2025, 2026, who knows?
Put it in motion. That's 2.
3. He's making me do 3.
No, we're encouraging.
We're encouraging to do 3. What's the third thing? Does that have to be career? Yes. I don't know if I have a third career.
Hobby.
Hop.
I mean,
I need more hobbies. um. Oh, I don't know. This one's hard. I really don't know a third.
sure you do. Okay, go personal.
Okay, the third thing personally is, well, I I am wanting to start a big renovation project in my house.
Okay.
Well, in one room in my house in particular, and I really want to do it, and I have ideas. I've like told a million people, and I just haven't done it. So I just need to do it.
Oh, perfect.
Put that in motion. I don't know if I told you because I was also diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. Have I told you this? Yeah. So also learning that about myself has also really helped and shifted a lot of things for me too.
Like,
Like learning that, oh, the reason I do
yeah.
certain things or act a certain way, or when I'm in my like saddest and most depressive states, operate a certain way, is because like I can see the ADHD through line there. Okay, that was 3. What about you?
Dang. Way to transition,
Yep,
folks.
yep.
My 3 for 2025 things that I want to put in motion as far as work and career. Number 1, the IO Master's Program.
Yes, tell the people.
Do I have to, Mom? I've been accepted into the Industrial Organizational Psychology program at a school. Gonna start in August. I'm excited about that. Shout out to my homie, Dr. Lars Johnson. He has helped me so much think through a lot of these things, and I've been real aggressive and practical with him. Between you and Lars, straight up, but if you and Lars didn't like help me think through the bigger picture, and like, bro, 24 months go by like that. 2 years ain't really nothing when it comes down to it. And if this could kind of like retool you, reshape you, and then like you said, open you to a different network. You already hit the ceiling with all the people that you know, or your contacts know, or your contacts know. Maybe it's time for an upgrade too. So I've been accepted. I start in August, and I'm really excited because I love organizational development. I love we're kind of like, not that we're opposites, but I guess career so far. I spent the last 8 years coaching, and I love coaching. It ain't going nowhere, but I recognize the need for broader skills because I can't necessarily take my coaching specific skill into like massive company change. At best, I'll be working with one employee or two versus like changing how a department operates. So that's the biggest thing. I'm excited, I'm nervous about it. I'm optimistic for the most part. And I'm excited about joining like SIOP, Society for Industrial Organizational Psychologists organization, like which is like a plethora of people from all over US, all over the world really, and learning more about that and assessments. The concept or the idea of doing an assessment, like going to companies and doing assessments, I can live for that. Going and like taking people through training sounds fire to me. So that's a huge one at number 1. Number 2 would be I'm gonna freelance more this year.
Okay.
I'm gonna do more creative video. I'm gonna do more like you. I'm getting nervous to commit to say I'm gonna do podcasts. I'm nervous about saying that, but I'm gonna do more creative freelancing. Hello, I'm a contractor. Plus, I kind of just fired myself, so it'd be great to get more projects in. That's number 2. Number 3, can it be personal?
Yeah.
Or should it just?
You can do whatever you want.
I'm trying to stay on track with the rules.
You can do whatever you want.
Number 3 would be.
See, I told you it was hard. Finding a third one is hard.
And I know what it is. I just don't want to. Okay. Number 3, similar to Margaret, friends and work stuff started as a complete excuse to hang out with people that I love, to be honest. And to really, like, even when we did it, like, get a person who I know gets in their bag on camera, get them on camera, produce content. Because they're doing what they're good at, I'm doing what I'm good at. But I feel like 2025, I want to make a commitment to do more of these. And that makes me go like, hey, hey brother, you better chill. But I think this is healthy. It's on par with organizational development. We're talking about work. We're talking about career. We're talking about work frustrations. What do I do when a manager won't listen? What do I da?
We could do a whole podcast on managers and leadership.
I think we should.
Are we starting a podcast?
If y'all want me and my homegirl Margaret, maybe some consulting from Cousin Thomas every now and then, get him in on a Zoom video live, let us know. I think it'd be dope.
Let us know if you want us to start like a real thing.
For real. And you're thinking about, are you thinking about ICF for your coaching certification? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that's been my whole world. Shout out, no free shout outs to ICF. But anyways, have you ever met Tim Harrison from church? He's 7 foot tall. Or he's 6'10".
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's ICF certified. He does a lot of stuff, though.
Okay, 2025.
All right, that's my 3 things. Can't believe I said it.
We said it. It's live for everyone to hear, so.
Going back to college, doing more freelancing, doing podcasting more. That's crazy. Gabby would tell you I'd never say that out loud. At least the last one for sure.
Maybe it's a sign.
Because I'm gonna be like, hey, let's just.
Maybe it's a sign.
Let's just keep it easy, folks. I'd rather freelance podcasts for clients versus me be on here. Do you know how hard that is?
Yes.
Podcast, I don't talk that much. I'm strategic with how I go about talking. I'm Margaret, you're gonna be shocked. I'm not nearly as extroverted as you may think. I'm an ambivert.
Okay.
I could work a room or I can just be in silence. So the idea of podcasting, just doing it. This is episode 343. What? that makes me that terrifies me. But if we get a sponsor for a season, I'll commit to 12.
Yeah, we got ideas.
We'll
think through ideas.
Hey, who do we need help from? Tell the people, put the team together.
I just ask questions and talk. So
So your skill set is more here, now.
Here, yes.
Okay. All right, so that's filled. Who else do we need? I need an editor. I want to subcontract an editor, video editor. Because it's going to take a lot of clips. Way more than my schedule can handle. Mm-hmm. What else do we need?
You have all the equipment.
Who's getting the guests?
Oh, I'll get the guests.
Are they cool? Are they?
I will bring cool guests.
Okay.
I know cool people.
Are they informative? Are they just as good as you?
Oh my! I know great people that will be great on a podcast.
Okay. Some people freeze up when the lights come on,
No, they'll be all great. And they just have great stories. It's really about the story.
That's for sure. 100%. 100%. 100%. Okay. Got some questions for you.
Okay. Are we ending with some rapid fire?
Absolutely. How did you know?
Because you did it last time.
Okay.
I think.
You're right. Underrated or overrated?
Okay.
Getting 8 hours of sleep each night.
Underrated.
Why?
Because you should get 8 hours of sleep each night.
You don't think it's overrated? What are you doing every night? 7? 7.5?
Oh, I'm in bed by 9:30. I try to be in bed by 9:30.
I try to be 10:15.
It takes me
What
like
time do
30
you wake
minutes to
up?
fall asleep, though. So
What time do you wake up every day? For the most part.
like 6:30.
Same. Okay. Underrated or overrated? Performance reviews.
Oh my gosh. Overrated. Okay, I just think I think a lot of people performance reviews can be so subjective, and we're just in a culture right now that doesn't really know how to give great feedback.
Bingo.
So that's why they're overrated right now. If we could learn how to do better feedback, then performance reviews would be great.
It'd be lack of development is the problem.
It's lack of development. I've heard so many people that are shocked when they get into the performance review, like what they hear. You should never be shocked.
Yeah,
Like
you
you
should
should
never
know
be
what you
shocked.
should know what's coming.
Yeah,
So if you
absolutely.
don't know what's coming, that's a lack of development over time.
Absolutely.
Or I've heard people basically almost like leading how it goes. So like, anyways, we just need a lot of work in that department.
Overrated or underrated? 2 weeks notice.
Underrated.
What?
I think I'm saying it right. Because my opinion on a 2 weeks notice is there was a time I was like, where I am now is a lot of companies are not as loyal to you as you are
Not even
to them.
close. Nope.
And so
This is what I want. Yes.
so
Go ahead.
2 weeks is good for me. like we are in most organizations you are replaceable anyways. They will find someone. I mean, I think I've heard someone say, if you get hit by a bus tomorrow, people may grieve, but they will find someone to fill your spot.
Oh, buddy.
So
You get hit by a bus tomorrow, there will be a job. There will be on Indeed
yeah,
the following day.
The
if
following-
not the same day.
if not the same day. So I don't think anyone should feel guilty about having to give more. The company should be prepared for, unless you have really good retention plans or a really good long culture of people staying a long time, a company should always be prepared for people to leave.
For sure. 100%.
So they should have stuff in place.
Okay, great answer. Overrated or underrated? Appetizers before the main entree.
I love appetizers.
For real?
I do, and the problem is I eat them and then I don't eat my food.
I've never had that struggle in my life.
Or I eat appetizers and then I like nibble on everything else. Most of my friends know that I'll order a lot and then, because I'm hungry, but then I'll eat the appetizers and then I'll barely eat the main course.
But why get the appetizers then? If that's usually your pattern, you're one of those people like, we should try this, we should try that, we should try.
Yes, I like to try things and then I don't finish anything.
Never had that struggle in my life. Last one, overrated, underrated, health insurance premiums.
I don't know. Wait, I want to know your answer to that one. Actually, it's the last one, but I really want to know your answer to that one.
Overrated.
Why?
I have 2 kids.
That's fair.
Bro, the amount of money that we have spent, not just copays, I'm talking cash, moolah. But for the average Joe, spending all that money in premiums, and I still got to pay it in his other stuff, and I still got to meet deductibles, overrated. Let's just do what Canada does. Give me some universal health care, and let's call it a day, beloved.
Yeah.
What's your answer?
That's interesting because I have a cousin that lives in Canada and one of my really good friends lives in Canada. And I mean, universal health care is great for some things, but not great for others. Anyways, everything has its pros and cons. I mean, it's just me. So right now, I think probably overrated because I have a lot of people like in my life that have multiple people on their health insurance. Right now, it's just me. So it's like
Chilling. Y'all got great insurance at your job?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Wow.
But before we close, I'm gonna say this.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
The next conversation we're gonna talk about. I'm saying it now, so I don't forget. 1, 2, y'all can keep us accountable. Leadership,
Yes.
feedback culture,
Yes.
and manager culture.
I would love to.
Great. It's
That's
a deal.
wrap.
Bye.
I'm writing that. Nope. I'm writing that down right now.
No, those are topics I'm very
Behind
passionate
the
about.
scenes. Leadership, feedback culture, and leadership. You said manager culture.
Manager culture, like what is true leadership? And then like feedback
Feedback.
culture.
Feedback problems.